It's Levy again. A different type of stream. So this one is entitled EVO Q&A questions answered. I've gotten a lot of questions over the years and messages and stuff about people asking me questions about the car. Figure like the best way to talk about it would be show some videos of it, talk about it a little bit. So here we go. So to give you a rundown, I owned the car for about 8 years, and so like in that time of the 8 years, I put some mods on it, had it running right, and then about 4 to 5 years into owning the car, I had a problem with the car running funny, and then on top of that, I would get excessive amount of black smoke and gray smoke out the exhaust, even though she didn't have a cat. What ended up happening was the reason why she was running funny was because my number 3 cylinder decided to be low on compression, about 25 to 30 psi lower than the other cylinders. And then on top of that, the reason why she was puffing black and gray smoke was because the turbo started spitting oil out the back. And so as a result, if you're going to replace parts and something like that, it's better to spend a little bit of money and basically build it, bulletproof it. That's what I did. I took out a personal load, and instead of spending for a new replacement stock turbo and a new stock block, because that's what was done, so I could have done a rebuild on the bottom end. So I ended up doing pistons, rings, J pistons, eagle rods, ACL bearings for the main, the rods, and then I did ARP head studs, main studs, rod studs to make sure that it did come apart. And so what you guys were seeing was like about what you guys were seeing was about 430,
so it should
420
be
horsepower on pump.
Cool.
When it was
so
91 octane out.
I'm gonna hit the turn. We're gonna get on it.
I did justify P85 because the closest pump at the time was about 20 miles away.
Holy shit, dude!
So, if you're looking,
I'm gonna hit the turn. We're gonna get on it.
so I get on it at about 15.
Hopefully no cause. Good. Holy shit, dude!
So basically, what you were seeing right there was in about 9 seconds. I went from about 10 to 15 miles an hour up to 120. Let's do that again.
So it should be cool. Alright, so hold on. I'm gonna hit the turn, we're gonna get on it. Hopefully no cause. Good. Holy shit, dude!
So to give you an idea right there, that was on pump gas at about 25 psi. Made about, like I said, about 420 pump. With the choice of my mods for the bottom end, and then I went stock valves and titanium valve springs and retainers with BC Crower and GSCS2 cams. The reason why I went with those cams was because the duration went from like 260 stock intake exhaust up to 278 intake 274 exhaust, which, if you know what that means that's a big difference in, it shifts the power band a little bit to the right. But what it allowed me to do was make more power. But when I hit full boost after putting the cams in, I only lost about 1 to 200 RPMs a spool up versus with the HKS 272s, which were in before. So after that, they had a ACT HDSS clutch, their Pro Light flywheel. Yeah. Basically it. So what you guys received was, how could I put it? She was not even at full potential. That engine could have handled about 750 horsepower. My red line was with the valve springs was really the limit, but they were titanium. So when it got tuned, they told me my red line was about 8,800 at 9,000 RPM. That FP Red turbo is just one step above a stock turbo, so it's not going to really flow the air at that high RPM. So realistically, on a bigger turbo, it could have made a lot more power. But the whole point to that build was I wanted something that was fast, fun, but was streetable. And daily drove it every day for about 8 years.
So it should be cool. Alright, so hold on. I'm gonna hit the turn, we're gonna get on it. Hopefully no cause. Good. Oh, yeah, dog. Holy shit, dude! Fuck, hell yeah!
He's a fucking idiot, that guy.
This Thanksgiving holiday, Sit and Sleep's carving down prices during our Black Friday sale.
It's actually the same turn. Oh, here we go. This will actually show you up close with the AFR and the boost. Oh yeah, this was fun. This was when it was raining outside. Don't try this at home. Do that in your front wheel drive Civic.
Come on, hurry up. All right, here we go. Well, hello and welcome. This is a video I've been promising people. Just a cold start, idle. Car's been sitting overnight. As you can see, it did rain here, like horribly.
You're almost 9 years old.
Little insight to the car while it warms up before I do some pulls. But anyways, back on track. So with a 3-port, you're able to use weather correction and all the other factors that the ECU uses
Trying to talk car lingo to non-car people. Sorry.
to determine proper boost and air fuel. Friends, hello.
Now what you guys might be
Welcome
wondering
back.
is,
I have not made a video
much
in
did I
a while.
spend?
For obvious
Well,
reasons, I've been way too
so I bought the
busy.
car for about
That's
23,
pretty much what it boils down
24,000.
to. But
back
I
in
tell you what, I know I've been promising another
2007.
video. This video, I haven't done
2008,
anything to
somewhere
the
in there.
car since the last time I made a video. Of
Spent
me
about
getting on it
24
here
on
and
the car.
there. But the temperature now,
I did
the last
spend
video I
maybe
made, it
about
was in the hundreds during the peak
10 to
summer.
15 grand.
So I'm about
on
to go.
everything.
I'm gonna get on the freeway, and when I do,
bolt-ons.
I'm gonna punch it.
The built
And that
motor
might
and
take a few
turbo.
minutes. And
And then
yeah, then I'll be good.
clutch,
Oh, that's
tires,
great. Very nice.
brakes, suspension.
So,
But
just
I built
roaming
it to
around my
be
neighborhood. Isn't that random?
the perfect
What are the odds I
daily
get
driver.
pulled over?
Because what's the point having
But
a fast
I will
fun
say
car?
this first: I
Feel
did
like
not
driving
do
2 days a week.
anything wrong. So this is not evidence. Okay? Legality. You always gotta make sure your ass is covered. So maybe we're gonna wait an extra minute or so. Now I'm not trying to run from it. I want that to be known. But I don't want to fucking just get down all the maintenance that she's gonna need, suspension, brakes, and tires. It's not gonna be that bad, you know? Of course, down the road. I don't know what these guys do with the fucking business. Alright, you ready? Get it!
So yeah. Well, like I was saying, if you had any questions and stuff like that. Alright. So people ask me why I went with what I went with. Well, the mods that I chose for the most part, when I did the majority of the work to the car, the support for the aftermarket wasn't nearly as much as it is now. It's crazy how big it is, and that's pretty damn cool because I could have had an even faster car for the same amount of money. But see, because I wanted it to be streetable, I wanted a stock manifold, which I ported on the inside, but then I needed a stock appearing turbo because daily driving it in Cali, you're going to see the state referee, I guarantee it. And so, Oh, and then this is when this guy was trying to run.
Okay.
This is funny. Oh my goodness. I used to get this a lot, guys. People always wanted to run. I'm just like trying to chill and drive and enjoy myself, but then they'll rev on me and honk their horn like, "Hey, bro, let's run it."
Whatever else they say people do when they give them tickets.
Yeah, and I did. So, yeah. A lot of people have been asking me about it and stuff. So, just wanted to show you guys some videos some of you guys maybe haven't seen on Twitch or anything. Not to brag, but just like show people something cool. Especially if you're a video game enthusiast, you're a car nut. If you're not, then there's something wrong with you. So, everybody appreciates a fast car. I did. In fact, I'm looking for another one.
So it should be cool. Alright, so hold on. I'm gonna hit the turn, we're gonna get on it. Hopefully no cause. Good. Oh, yeah, holy shit, dude! Fuck, hell yeah!
That was funny. That douchebag that was in the passenger seat will always talk shit about how much better Subarus are than EVOs. That's what I thought was funny. Everybody talks shit nowadays.
Hell yeah, dog! You got a little...
Sorry, this is back from the time. So, video. Okay. Shout out to TV Tech. Now the thing about that, when people talk about horsepower and torque numbers, it was 105 degrees in the dyno room that day. So when I tell you it's what it is as far as numbers go, right now, for example, during the daytime it's 60 degrees now in Cali versus 100 in summer. And at night it gets to be about 40. So when you have a turbo car and it's cold as fuck outside, you will make a lot more power. And we were also about 2,000 feet above sea level. Now people ask me what happened to the car. Well, I popped a tire and the car ended up not being fixable. Bent the frame underneath it. Cosmetically the car was fine, but because it bent the unibody chassis, it couldn't be fixed. It had a hole in the floorboard and a couple other issues. Because I ended up doing a 180 when the tire blew out. Luckily I didn't hit anyone, didn't smash into anything, but that's the chance you take every time you get in a car. You may have a pop tire tomorrow, you know, it happens. In fact, I can't tell you how many times my last job when I was towing cars, how many times people pop tires. Half the calls I would deal with on the road, pop tire, overheating, or leaking, something crazy. Oil, coolant, tranny fluid. The worst part though, I have to say, was like all the nice high-end cars. Because I gotta tell you, if you own a Mercedes or a BMW, your cars are prone to problems. And the problem with that is, your car's not gonna always start. But your car has so much electronics that your car is just gonna suck the life out of your batteries. And sooner or later, your car won't start. And my jump box probably wouldn't have helped it start. But that's the problems you take. The nicer the car you have, more likely you are to have problems, and the less likely you are to have them fixed for free by the dealer, or how cheap they're going to be to fix. So, right? So, that's what I got to say about that. But I hope you guys appreciated watching. I just wanted to take a few minutes and say what's up and kind of talk to you without gaming. You know, kind of give you a car perspective, because maybe a lot of you aren't familiar with me, with cars, with my background and stuff. I did a lot of stuff with cars over the years. I had car nuts since I was a kid. Now, if you ask me, what do I like more, a V8 or a turbo 4-cylinder? It's a tough question because I do like both. If I had to pick between V8s, Chevy all the way, baby. Turbo 4s, I do like Subarus, those are nice, but I do like EVOs. I do like how they designed that car better than the Subaru. What I mean by that is how the car reacts and handles. When it comes to handling, because the Mitsubishi engine is in a transverse style mounting location, which means it's like a front wheel drive car, all the weight is over the front axle, but not all of the weight is up front. It's pretty evenly distributed. With the Subarus, however, with their boxer engine, the way that the engine sits is very low. The problem that you have was an engine that has a very low point, or the weight of the engine and everything around it at a lower point in the car tends to create understeer. You could try to correct it with sway bars and stuff, but in the end, you'll see a lot of Subarus end up understeering a lot if they're coming into a turn too fast, whereas like with the EVOs, they were very forgiving and very nimble and able to handle and stuff like that. And so yeah. So, alright, let me fire this up. So I just wanted to take a few minutes, guys, and say what's up, and hope you guys are all having a good day and everything, and wanted to talk about cars. If you got any questions, you don't have to message me. You can just send me a comment in here. I read them. I appreciate all you guys watching me. You guys are awesome. So I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll be on a game soon. Thank you. Have a good day.